Every night, when it's time for bed, my daughter Luna can't wait to hear a bedtime story. Luna loves stories. She and her friends use stories to make sense of the world. I'm Anke, and I'm asking, what if we could translate this excitement for stories to learning in the classroom? Can we teach through stories? I believe the answer is yes. When children create stories around content they have learned in class or at home, they're strengthening and building upon what they've learned. They're making the ideas their own. They imagine and innovate. Unfortunately, this isn't happening in schools today. Public elementary schools focus on skill-based learning to meet standardized test requirements. In English language arts, this means a focus on reading and writing. What effect does this have on the classroom? Over the last 9 months, I've spoken to several teachers. Kelly, a first grade teacher, said, "There is no more time for play or creativity." Charlie, a 2-3 teacher, said, "Students are less engaged because they all have to do the same thing. I can't have one child turn their story into a play or a puppet show. Now they all have to create a written piece." And my daughter Luna's answer was simply, "I hate school." So imagine we can do both. Teach the skill of reading and writing and foster creativity. That's what Lil Stories does. Lil Stories is a storytelling framework for first, second, and third graders to create, collaborate, and express themselves in the physical and digital world. Teachers can reinforce classroom learning by using content covered in class to inspire characters, settings, and plots for the stories created by the students. Students start by creating a story together. Then they capture it by taking a photo of the storyboard and recording themselves telling the story. And lastly, they share the story with their parents at home or do homework around it. They're moving fluidly between the physical and the digital. Magnus, a second and third grade teacher at PS3, a public elementary school in New York City, used the stories for a 6-week unit of creation stories. The video will show you what happened.
At times there can be resistance from the kids to start writing, but there was absolutely no resistance to start storyboarding. The first 3 lets the children think about the setting, the main character, and the plot. So these are the main drivers of the story that follows. That was good to help the children think of stories as such. It's helped them to organize their thinking.
Near the lodge so fish could swim in it. Ooh, ooh, okay, I'll go. Ooh, ooh.
What I love about this video is how engaged the students are. They're creating, discussing, and sharing their stories and ideas. Magnus said about Little Stories, what it really does, it helps them find their voice. They are working on how stories are put together. He also said, it's a standalone unit for public speaking. It helps kids overcome their shyness. They can use the visuals when telling their stories. And he talked about how it changed the classroom dynamic. Traditionally, it's only the good writers that are good storytellers. With the storyboarding and the oral storytelling, that equation gets turned on its head. And Izzy, who was telling the Fisher swimming story, said, I loved creating the story with my friend Api. This shows how Little Stories is a flexible system that can be integrated in different ways into the classroom. It aligns with Common Core requirements and combines face-to-face engagement with the digital. For the physical activity, teachers can either purchase an acrylic board or download a PDF and print the storyboard at school, or use the materials they have already in class. The digital activity introduces students to living in a connected world. Little Stories extends learning from the classroom to the home and back again. And it achieves what Richard Cullada is asking. Little Stories makes learning fun. Let's use Little Stories in the classroom so kids like my daughter Luna love school again. Thank you. And thank you to Katie and Carmen to make this work happen so I can bring Little Stories to more classrooms. Thank you.